Yemen was the first country to grow coffee beans and export them to various parts of the world. Coffee appeared in Egypt in the 16th century AD when Egyptian Al-Azhar students noticed that their expatriate colleagues from Yemen were drinking a drink during the night to study, and they began to taste it and relied on it while studying to help them stay up late, and the matter began to spread in Egypt little by little until it reached homes. And cafes. Coffee entered Egypt from Yemen by sea to Suez and then to Cairo. Egyptian society was divided over it at that time between supporters and opponents, and did not accept it until after a violent debate between scholars. According to Al-Tahrir magazine in 1953, a Shafi'i jurist launched a violent campaign against it, after a questioner asked him a question about the permissibility of drinking it. In the early 18th century, Sheikh Ali Ahmed al-Sunbati issued a fatwa prohibiting drinking coffee, as it is an intoxicating and mind-numbing substance, which sparked great controversy and violent reactions between supporters and opponents of the fatwa. The police chief raided coffee consumers and imprisoned some of them. Residents also attacked some cafes, destroyed them, and assaulted their patrons. They closed the places where it was served, broke its utensils, and prohibited using it or drinking it openly. Then coffee merchants and coffee producers tried to dissuade Sheikh al-Sunbati from his fatwa, while his supporters continued to harm everyone who drank it until one of the coffee merchants was killed by them. After that, Sheikh al-Sunbati fled to a mosque with his supporters, and the coffee merchants surrounded them in the mosque, and they staged a sit-in and drank coffee without sugar for the soul of the dead man to spite Sheikh Ali Ahmed al-Sunbati and his fatwa, and from here came the custom of serving black coffee in mourning. The situation in Egypt continued to be turbulent until the Hanafi judge Muhyiddin bin Ilyas issued a fatwa permitting drinking coffee. Thus, there were two contradictory fatwas, one prohibiting drinking coffee and the other permitting it. See also types of coffee and methods of preparing it. The situation remained as it was, until coffee imposed itself as a drink that helps one stay active and stay awake, after a committee of specialists was formed to explain its benefits. Coffee began to come openly from Yemen to Egypt, and they called the shops selling it coffee shops. The places that served it spread throughout Cairo, and they were called cafes, which at that time served other drinks such as fenugreek, hibiscus, cinnamon, and ginger. At the beginning of the 19th century, coffee was served in a bakraj placed on embers in a silver or copper bowl called azki. This bowl was hung on 3 chains, and the server served the coffee by holding the bottom of the edge between his thumb and index finger. When he took the cup and the edge, he used both hands, placing his left hand. Below his right, a brazier called mankada was used, made of copper bleached with tin, and coffee was sometimes added to it with cardamom. As for the rich, they used to add amber to it, and now coffee is served in a copper pot, and then poured into small ceramic cups.